New details off the top, a state representative describing what the nation's capital has been like. He is among at least 50 Texas Democrats who fled to the Capitol to avoid passage of a voting restriction bill. Here's Channel 5's Tanvi Verma.
Democratic Representative Alex Dominguez tells me one reason behind their traveling to Washington was to try to get the federal government to pass voting rights legislation. But he says some lawmakers have told him that they find the bills too broad, while some have other concerns. Texas Democrats are in D.C. trying to get the federal government to pass two voting rights bills, the For the People Act and the John Lewis Act. The For the People Act not only deals with voting reform, but also creates a nonpartisan group to redistrict states and enforces campaign contribution limits. But Rep. Dominguez says the fact that this bill has so many parts to it is one obstacle to getting Democrats united behind it.
There are things that Senator Manchin does not like. So in discussions with his office and his discussions privately with the president, the speaker of the House, he's indicated that he likes much of it, but not all of it.
Dominguez also tells us people in both parties share concerns.
They don't want to see any changes to the campaign finance laws.
For the better part of the day, Rep. Dominguez says they've been working on a voting symposium to talk about the nationwide issues with voting rights.
For example, we had members of the delegation from the state of Florida, from the state of Arizona, Georgia, and we even had the lieutenant governor of the state of Pennsylvania.
In the evening, he meets with Texas Democrats to discuss making changes to the electric grid, the expansion of Medicaid, and a cost of living adjustment for retired teachers.
We discussed the bills as they are written now and changes that we can make to them to make them better.
He says they also stay in touch with Republicans in Texas, hoping they drop the election bills.
We've told them that we do not intend to come back to Texas before August 8th. That gives them time to actually work on a much better bill.
Dominguez also says Rep. Filemon Vela has started helping the cause and lobbying in the House.
And even calling certain people in the leadership of the U.S. House to begin discussions on ways that they can push forward voting rights legislation that will be helpful to the entire country.
This special session began on July 8th and is expected to run for the maximum of 30 days. But keep in mind, there's another special session coming up in the fall to deal specifically with redistricting. Tanvi Verma, Channel 5 News.